let's very quickly move straight on to the hot topics for the day. My name is Precious, and I've got with me my sister woman.
My name is Promise Legos. Welcome to the show today.
All right, so great. Let's bring you the hot topics or hot conversations for the day. Okay. Okay. All right. So breaking, of course, you do know that the presidency has also transmitted a new list or the remaining list of the ministerial nominees to the Senate, right? That will look at it again, even though, people were not much surprised. People were hoping to be a little bit more surprised. But unfortunately, their surprise was not surprising. Or it's not surprising. All right. Well,
and Tinubu hosts labor leaders at Aso Rock. I think the meeting is going on right now with the labor leaders in Aso Rock. I hope they reach to a consensus or an agreement at least to call off the strike, right?
All right. So very quickly, there's a story here of how Akpabio Bamidele prevented Alake from reciting national anthem. Prevented Alake from reciting national anthem. Meanwhile, in another development, Dele Alake said that government will regulate social media if I become Minister of Information.
And this says,
go ahead.
No Kobo was saved from subsidy removal. Who said this?
And to whom?
Find out.
All right. And the Labour is saying that they are demanding for 200,000 naira minimum wage. How we go take pay? We know no.
And we also have 5 countries absent as ECOWAS defense chiefs meet today. About the Niger coup and all of that.
Absolutely. Subsidy hardship. Nigerian army raises soldiers' monthly allowance from 1,000 naira to a whopping 1,200 naira. Lagos, these are the hot conversations that we have today. Let's quickly take a quick
whooping
break.
200 additional, right?
Yes.
200 naira additional.
So let's quickly take a break. I'll be right back to begin to dissect the conversation. We will be having this discussion with you today. Stay with us. This is the Evening Rush 90.3, Voice of the People FM. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pickup and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream delights in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
The Evening Rush with Precious, featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors to discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Party.
What was the rate of inflation, and then what was the exchange rate?
Intense conversations, critical analysis.
What is wrong with us 200 million people? We can't even give ourselves.
We sometimes disagree.
When we say our GDP is not an oil dominated,
to agree.
I saw that.
On Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. 90.3. Voice of the People FM. Lagos. Now you have a voice. People, Lagos, welcome to the Evening Rush 90.3 Voice of the People FM once more. And so, of course, you do know that there was more like a nationwide protest today following the removal of fuel subsidy on the hardship, or the imminent hardship, if I have to say, faced by Nigerians, because that has led to, high cost of living generally, because food, housing, transportation, everything has been high. You would also recall that the Lagos state government had promised to slash the BRT transportation by 50%, and then also said that the commercial buses would slash theirs by 25%. If you're in Lagos, I'd really like to know how you have fared. I wanted to speak English, transportationally. So I would like to know how you have fared moving around Lagos, right? The commercial bus drivers reduced their fare
I think
by
that
25%.
started today, right?
Exactly. So that's actually why I'm asking the question. Did they reduce their fare by 25%? I'd like to know. And the BRT buses, did you get that, price slash that you ought to get? I really also like to know from to know. So the protest continues, even though we hear that NLC is currently meeting with the presidency, and we do hope that it would yield a better result so that we do not have them going back to the street again. However, NLC is not certain how long the strike will go. They said it is determined by the support of their associates around the country.
Maybe that would be determined by whatever outcome, whatever comes out of the meeting they are holding right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too. But then they're also saying that depends on the support that they get from their fellow NLC members across the country.
I think almost all the states really embarked on the strike today.
So what happened to the northern? What happened to the 16 northern states that backed
Kano
out?
joined. I know Kaduna joined.
Oh wow.
Yes, and in North Central, I know Jos joined the protest too.
All right, so Lagos, let's bring you straight some of the hot topics that we have. So the Senate President Godswill Akpabio today prevented the president's media aide Dele Alake from reciting the second stanza of the national anthem. Alake was asked by the minority leader, Senator Simon Wadkum, to recite the second stanza of the national anthem after taking the nominee up on his old social media post. Now, the senator said, I read a statement where you labeled some particular party as wild dogs selling blood online. Are you aware of that statement? Did you say that? As someone who will be the image maker eventually appointed by Mr. President as the Minister of Information of this country, we are supposed to be conversant with our national anthem. So the minority leader now asked him, Mr. President, if you would allow me, I would like for the nominee to recite the second stanza of the national anthem. However, Oga Akpabio, Honorable of the mic, Akpabio, and the Senate President, Senate President Akpabio, and Akpayemi Bamidele protected the nominee from answering any of the questions.
That was such a simple question,
so he
right?
did not answer any of them. Now, in response, the Senate leader said, I have come under order 12, and it is important that this is stated. No senator shall stand up to talk to other senators unless to call attention to a point of order or privilege arising. Well, they went on and on and on, but bottom line, the Senate President did not let Dele Alake move on with that. But let me also let you know that whilst he was being, questioned and still, why he probably was reeling out his portfolio, Dele Alake, did say that, remember that he hails from Ekiti State, by the way, the southwestern part of the region of the country. And he also served as the Commissioner of Information and Strategy in Lagos State when Tinubu was governor of the state from May 1999 to May 2007. He said on Wednesday when he appeared before the Senate today, saying that as I will support serious attitudinal change if I find myself in office responsible to attitudinal change. And then he also said on social media regulation, there is some concern, not just here, but all over the world. You know that when our leaders want to say something, they make reference to the world, right? So he said there is some concern, not just here, but all over the world, but particularly in our environment, about the pernicious nature of social media or the effects. So according to him, there are the positive and negative sides of social media. However, the downside of social media is that it is detrimental to a good and decent society. What I would support is the strengthening of regulations, the nominee from Ekiti State said. So there are laws that guide our conduct in every area of human. Bottom line, let me not even bore you. He's saying he will support anything that comes from the hallowed chamber, but however, he's going to ensure that one way or the other, that the social media is regulated to ensure that, we keep our information the way it should be to keep us intact. I'd like to take your thought and reaction. So I take that story again, or I take that headline again. Government to regulate social media if I become Minister of Information. This is credited to the president's current spokesperson, Dele Alake. I'd like to take your thoughts and reaction.
Still on ministerial nominees, President Tinubu transmits additional list of nominees to the Senate for screening and confirmation today. And President Bola Tinubu has transmitted to the Senate the second list of 19 ministerial nominees to the Senate for screening and confirmation. Those listed as ministerial nominees, I'm going to call their names, right?
Yes.
Ahmed Tijani, Bushun Tijani, Dr. Mayan Shetty, Ishak Salako, Tunji Alausa, Tanko Sonunu, Adegboyega Oyetola, Atiku Bagudu, Bello Matawale, Ibrahim Gaidam, Simon Bakola Long, Lola Adejo, Shuaibu Abubakar, Taharu Maman, Aliyu Sabi, Al-Kali Ahmed, Heineken Lukubiri, Umar Baigari, and Zephaniah Gisalo. These are the supplementary list of the ministerial
So the number of
nominees.
governors you already have. They have, Adegboyega Oyetola, you have Bello Matawale, you have Simon Lalong, you have.
So we have
them
around,
there.
I think right now we have about 9 former governors on this ministerial nomination.
Absolutely. Lagos, it is your time to talk. Let's get to hear from you what you make of this. Then let's move very quickly to another conversation. So, Labour Congress is saying that they're demanding for 200,000 naira minimum wage. That's part of why they are protesting. But I quickly take it from the angle where the NLC chairman is saying that, you know what, as it's got to do with this whole thing that the federal government did promise, or what he's saying about subsidy removal. Remember that the president had said that the country has saved about 1 trillion naira since...
Yes, 1 trillion.
Exactly.
Since the removal of subsidy.
You sabi something. So that since the removal of subsidy, that the federal government has saved about 1 trillion naira.
That's actually a lot of money. I mean, under 2 months, right?
However, the Nigerian Labour Congress is saying that that's not the correct, report that it got while negotiating with the Nigerian government. Let's take a listen to the chairman of the Labour Congress himself, Joe Ajero, the president, the NLC president, while he reacts to that. Take a listen.
It has saved around 1 trillion naira in just 2 months, and that such funds could be used
The
to fund
committee
schools.
said it's lie. The committee we are working with, headed by Gia Miller, and the secretary of the committee is the special assistant to the president on energy, said no cover was saved. The director of budget said no cover was saved. The president said he has saved 1 trillion. So do we believe? So because of that, what they said in the committee, we gotta agree on anyone cover to be given anybody. So that's the kind of conflict we're having. So who is lying?
So the president also said that, the subsidy was removed because it was favoring just a few so-called elites. Now, do you have confidence that,
No, Mr. President can't say that. Mr. President has a man of courage. So who are those people that Mr. President can't verify?
Lagos, you heard that from the NLC chairman, Joe Ajero himself, saying that the leader of the negotiation team with them, the chief of staff of the president, Femi Gbajabiamila, is saying that they haven't saved a kobo. yet. And that is against the statement that the president himself made whilst having that, addressing the nation on Monday, really, that he did say that, the country has saved about 1 trillion in 2 months of the fuel subsidy removal. Let's take your thoughts and reaction on that conversation very quickly. So whilst we're moving forward with that, let's move quickly. Still talking about the whole subsidy thing and palliatives and all that. So the Nigerian Army has approved an upward review of monthly ration allowance to soldiers, taking it from 1,000 naira to 1,200 naira. That's $1.50 in a memo shared, and people got a wind of this memo. Now, the approval which decried rising challenges for troops following the removal of fuel subsidy by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on July 27, a few days ago. According to the memo signed by Emmanuel Emeka, a major general, on behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, Taurid Lagbaja, how the memo leaked on social media was still unclear, but officers confirmed its authenticity to reporters. Now, sequel to the recent removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government of Nigeria, with its attendance rise in prices of goods and services across the country, this, the Chief of Army Staff has graciously, this is what the memo reads. Sequel to the recent removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government of Nigeria, with its attendant rise in the prices of goods and services across the country, the Chief of Army Staff, the COS, has graciously approved upward review of ration cash allowance of troops from 1,000 naira to 1,000 to a whole 1,200 naira. The whole is not there. It's just me. With effect from August 2023. So from yesterday, 1st of August, they ought to start receiving 1,200 naira as their ration payment. Now, Mr. Meka said this. While the allowance is separate from monthly salaries, soldiers have already started grumbling about the poor remuneration in the military. Now, members of my unit, according to, are already complaining that the allowances is just too poor. A lieutenant told newsmen by telephone on Wednesday, specifically People Gazette, that they were expecting about 5,000 naira in ration allowance because their salaries are too low already. So you increase it from 1,000 naira to a whole 1,200 naira. You added a whole 200 naira on top, and that's supposed to be enough. Most of them earn less than 70,000 naira per month. Now, the lieutenant added that he added this under anonymity. So, yeah, that's what he said. Okay, so the development of the memo surfaced as Nigerians are going over the new subsidy regime, which has been, which have seen commodity prices and all of those things increase in Nigeria. Lagos, let's take your thoughts on this conversation. Increasing the ration, payments for military officers, specifically the Nigerian Army,
more like a
from
allowance,
1,000 naira to 1,200 naira. So if, for instance, now, those that are fighting Boko Haram and the rest of them now, so what they get for their feeding allowance now?
Monthly, 1,000 naira. So it's now 1,200 naira.
Even if it's daily, sir, is it enough? Because, where do you get? Okay, all right. So I'm just saying.
Still speaking about the military, defense chiefs from Mali, Guinea, Bissau, Burkina Faso, and Guinea conspicuously absent from the meeting currently ongoing in Abuja. Defense chiefs from Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Senegal, the Gambia, Cote d'Ivoire, and Cape Verde are in attendance at the meeting, which is taking place at Defense Headquarters today. The meeting, which commenced at 12:30 p.m., is presided over by the Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. The meeting is coming after the 7-day ultimatum issued by the Economic Community of West African States, that's ECOWAS, following the military coup in Niger Republic. The commander of Nigeria's President's Guard, General Abdurrahman Chani, had last Friday toppled a democratically elected government in the country. We said a whole lot about this Niger coup yesterday. Dr. Deji dissected it, a whole lot. And speaking about the military too, okay, the countries who are in support of the Niger coup, they were conspicuously absent. That means they're not even having anything to do with this meeting holding, right? So we'll see how that turns out.
All right, Lagos phone lines are now open. Let's take your thoughts and reactions. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. Let's take your thoughts and reactions on the conversations that we have on the front burner this evening. So if you're calling from outside Nigeria, it's better that you call the WhatsApp line so you don't get to waste your money on direct
And about
call.
still the Niger, sorry to cut you off, Nigeria has cut off electricity supply to Niger today.
Oh, we know. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Lagos phone lines are open. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Precious. Good evening.
Promise.
Good evening,
Welcome.
sir. You're welcome.
Yeah, this is Ishio Reminata calling from Madrid.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I called yesterday. I speak to the doctors where he said this military issue. Imagine Nigeria to add the 1,200 naira whole military in Nigeria. And now you want to go and join people to go and fight. This country, how much are they receiving? I have a friend in Abidjan receiving equivalent of almost 350,000 naira a month. Equivalent.
A military personnel?
Yes. No, it's not even a captain. Ordinary military. So now Nigeria is receiving 70,000 naira. And you are giving them, you expect them to go and fight. They will turn back and fight Nigeria by themselves. Thank you so much and God bless you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. I appreciate you. But that's not likely to happen. I mean, they have leaders whom they have to obey. You know that. Please.
And that's their mantra,
as-
right?
as-
Obey
yes.
the last
So
order.
as much as we know, we have to be understanding of their plight. But I mean, what is there is what is there. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, Madam Precious, good evening, Madam Precious. Nemeka from it.
Nemeka, you're welcome.
You say now 1,200 naira for a month.
Yes. Well, now waiting we see for the letter. So
God.
from 1,000
I
naira
think
to 1,200.
I think say no, they collect this shame from these people. So they install these people when they die for them also like this. Precious, we are in a wrong side. I beg you. I don't have anything to say this night. I'm not happy. Good night.
Oh, yeah, good night, Naya. Oh, yeah, no vex. Good night. Sorry. Don't be vexed. Okay, so let me run through some messages that I have here. I have quite a lot of them already trooping in. Good evening, the two wise ladies of VOP. It's not surprising that the federal government did not save anything from subsidy removal, as alleged by Ajero, you mean? Because in the first instance, there have not been anything called subsidy. It is all scam. Precious. The more you look, the less you see in this country. Sam from Ogudu. Sam. Who told you? All right. Phone lines are still open. Lagos 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, Precious.
Thank you. Welcome. Yes, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
UK.
You're welcome.
Scotland.
Go ahead.
Yes. You see, that is the problem of this country.
What exactly?
People in the House of Senate, they are receiving all sorts of allowances. Those that are dying in the war front, they dash them money as if they are slaves. It's improper. It's improper in this country. I don't know where they will carry this money go. Where are they carry this money go?
But the Senate,
for this our country.
But the Senate president the other day complained that their money isn't even enough for their constituents too. So maybe perhaps they are still managing.
It cannot be enough because nobody is challenging them. They don't receive challenge. That is why it's not enough. That man that is going inside the bush, suffer, sleep 2 days, 3 days in the bush. You give him 1,200. It is very, very unfair in this country. But let them not bring different things that will destroy this country. Maybe we will be as worse as Nigeria itself.
No.
It will take time.
No. Lie.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. All right. So a few more messages because they are in their numbers here. This says, all right. This says, good evening. Senator Fabio will be. He said he will be the worst Senate president. He said he has started negatively. He is always ready to defend them. There is no hope in the combination of Akpabio and the executive. Promise, Asari Kobo, your brother, is protesting. What do you have to say about that?
He's your brother. He was his brother.
I thought it was your brother too. I thought it was your brother too. Hello, good evening to you. You're welcome. Hello, Odi, I missed that. Hello, good evening. Can you help me? Yes. Yes, please. Hey, who is it, you?
I'm the amiable producer that came back. Long time no see.
Thank you. You're welcome. Who are we talking to?
This is K from K2.
Oh, Mr. K from K.
K2. Such a nice rhyme.
Mr. K from K2. Mr. K, how's the kids doing? How are your kids doing?
They are great. They are great. Yeah. The truth. I'm still thinking of the new increment in federal government school fee. So keep praying for me.
I'll keep praying.
It is not.
You mean Unity
a
schools?
place where we thought to find students for federal government school. They want the rich only to not attend it. It is well. Let me go straight to the point. One, the 1,200 given to them is good though. And this is why the military in Niger and the other countries saying that make sure you don't disturb us because they know that Nigerian soldiers are not ready. They have sized us and think we can't even match them again.
Are you sure?
How can you give somebody that?
Are you sure about that?
That is the body language. That is the body language. Why do you think the Boko Haram will not overrun them? They have sized us and think that these people that can't overrun common Boko their country. That is why the three countries are in alliance. And we are looking at them. You will see that this thing will end up in negotiation. And at the end of the day, the juntas will keep ruling in that place. That is one. Two, I expected our elected new president with ideas to come with people from diaspora. People like Okonjo Iweala. People like these are additional former what's his name now? The former
Minister for Agriculture. Yeah.
Those kind of people. I'm not saying you recycle them, but bring people like they are working in World Bank, working in bigger organizations out there. People from diaspora. You are recycling governors to come and give us after 60 days.
We have about 9 governors now on the list.
That is it now. It's pathetic. So what new are they going to what are they going to bring new again? Someone that you have seen. Is it the kind of people you want to bring? Or someone that has a two pass and got admission in a university up there? Or a professor in a particular it is so it is pathetic. So I don't expect anything from them. That's just it.
All right, I appreciate you.
That's just it.
I appreciate your input. Thank you so much for calling. All right. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, are you there?
Yes, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mr. Victor from Ilasta.
Go ahead, Mr. Victor.
Please, did I heard the Labour leader well when he said the president lied about the subsidy money they've recovered? When Jamila, the chief of staff, said it's a lie, no cover has been collected. Did I heard it well?
Well, so the Labour leader is saying that. Remember that Gbajabiamila is the person who's leading the negotiation with them. So he said, Gbajabiamila, you want me to play it again so that it's not be from my mouth, everybody is hearing it. I can play it again.
I think we'll have to do it.
No, what happened?
So the problem is that Gbajabiamila is saying to him or said to them that they haven't saved any kobo yet. Meanwhile, the president in his national broadcast to Nigerians said that the country has been able to save about 1 trillion naira within the 2 months of subsidy removal.
No, are you saying that Bajamila, as a chief of staff to the president, is not in the right position to know that? Or who has said the president?
You cannot be asking me the question. No, it's not me that said.
She's not saying anything.
You can't ask me.
No, okay.
So you have to now rephrase your question. So go ahead.
I'm not.
All right.
But if it is a fact that the president said that, and it is a lie that the president lied, is that not an impeachable offense?
Oh, you're going far, and you're asking me questions I don't have answers to. Ngwano, come and be going. Bye. Thank you. I appreciate you. Well done. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening, and welcome.
Yeah, this is Jonathan from London.
Jonathan, how are you doing? How are you guys enjoying summer?
Very well. No, with the bad summer. I just came back from Nigeria now.
Okay, all right then. Great. Happy Plenty Fair, because I hear that the fair now is not friendly at all. I hope you've recuperated from the Plenty Fair.
No, we are booked ahead of time.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Lucky you. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
So we are able to escape those immigration and custom that want to devour us out at the airport.
Stop it now. I ask you only one thing. You said another one. Stop it. All right. So go ahead. Let's hear you.
You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
It's not like an immigration officer.
It's not like I'm an immigration officer. So how am I supposed to know? I don't know anything.
But I pass the ball to you. You pass it back to me now.
I don't know. I don't know anything, Jonathan. Even if I know, I refuse to know. Is it by force to know? Go ahead.
You will know in Jesus' name.
I will not know. I'm not knowing. It's not by force. All right, Jonathan. Let's get your reaction to the conversations.
Okay, let's jump on it. Okay, number one is what I said that this government, like I said, want to regulate social media.
Yes, he said if he becomes the Minister of Information, which he may likely be, that social media.
I don't know. No, he's supposed to take a cue from our uncle Lai.
Uncle who?
Uncle Lai Mohammed. So he tried to regulate it, but the thing didn't work now. So I don't know what magic he wants to do now. So he wants to. This is one of the most sensitive area Nigeria has been benefiting from now. You know, they said we should bring our social media account or bank account, so people vex. So you say you want to regulate it now. So most of us we have been.
But Twitter was banned at some point too for months,
and it was pulled off for a long time. And nothing happened. The sky did not fall.
No. What I want to tell you is that we have laid ambush for him. We are waiting for him to come now.
What is the ambush? Because you are where you are. Your own will not be regulated. What's the ambush you're laying from there in Nigeria? You're setting trap in Nigeria when you're in London. How will you set the trap? Is it through Bluetooth? Are you going to send it through GPS or satellite? Yeah, be going, Jonathan.
So the second one is this Niger issue. What I want to say regarding Niger, you know, this country, they are having alliance with Russia now. Nigeria should be very careful the way this coup is going on. If you are not careful, if Nigeria said that they want to face the junta in Niger now, the Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso have declared support.
Algeria,
so
have Algeria too.
Well, Algeria came actually to speak against that statement that but then they did not state the action. They are saying that they're also against the coup. That's Algeria's official position.
Okay,
but however, they have not said.
Yes,
Algeria is also saying that they are looking at negotiations, doing it. So they've not said that ECOWAS carry military through, intervene. They've not said anything, and they've not also said what they would do if ECOWAS intervenes, if there's a military intervention. They haven't said that. At least till the last time I got into the studio, I didn't hear that. So.
Okay, so Nigeria should take caution regarding this, the little peace we are enjoying. If this thing, young pepper scatter now, the thing go mess up. I beg you. You know what I'm talking about. Hello?
I didn't hear you. I don't hear you finish now. Can I go? Can I go in peace?
No, we can't go regarding this list of ministers. So I didn't expect much from these ministers because the president, the government of the day is struggling with legitimacy. So we can only attract a little bit of technocrats. So the one we can get, let's manage it.
Yeah.
So that's
All right.
So
Thank you.
That's our situation.
Jonathan, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling. All right. Okay. Lagos phone lines are still open. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, Pre.
Yes, yo. Oh, yeah.
Promise I agree to.
Good evening. You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Oh, Obi, welcome. Oh.
How are you today?
We day. These days you cannot answer we're fine or we're not fine. We just day.
I know.
We're alive.
I've been keeping my mental health.
Oh, Obi, I wanted to ask. I hope you're okay. You don't really sound excited.
Yes, Nigerian problem can cause a lot of.
Okay, sorry.
Hula bula. Now.
Sorry.
So you see, my sister, about this military 1,200 naira, 300 naira. Precious, are you going to pity a man with big head? Are you the one to soak up for him? If they're angry, they know what to do. The military, yes, they know what to do. And you see what happened in Sierra Leone too. So you see the thing is coming very, very, very close. Sierra Leone tried their own yesterday too. Sure you're aware.
Yes, of course.
So our leaders should be very careful. And look at Matawele, who had a very serious case. The ESC man that is prosecuting him is now inside and he's outside. He's not nominated to be a minister. Sandra, I said, Precious, where are we going to? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Obi. Thank you. All right, let me just go and read my messages. Good evening, Senator Bobby will be okay. Yeah, I think I took this already. And OG from Surulere says most of the nominees on the ministerial list are at best recycling of mediocrity and incompetence. We are back to Buhari days, not expecting anything different. Great evening. Great evening to you too, my brother. Chinemere from Agbara says, good evening, VOP. Nigerian government have the capacity to pay 200,000 naira to workers. If only the government should reduce their own wasteful spending and also their bogus salaries and allowances and block all the revenue leakages, then this is possible. Appreciate you. And then this says, good evening, Precious. The money is daily, not monthly. I have a brother in Maiduguri fighting the insurgents. It was 1K before the increment for the boys, while the officers are far more higher. Okay, that for the boys, 1K for the boys, and that for the officers are more higher. So it's for the boys, it's 1K daily. Okay, so this report did not actually state. He actually said the monthly ration for the youths. Thank you so much for that clarification, because me, I also thought 1K. But then again, 1K that's supposed to eat 3 times a day. Now, should be who the fights go eat. I be go eat 101. I be go eat 001. You go eat 3 times now. So in the present Nigeria, can 1,200 actually buy 3 times meal or 3 meals for someone? That's actually perhaps the reason why this is causing a lot of reaction and people are now reacting to it, because we're looking at the money, right? Okay, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, my name is Biodun.
Biodun, you're welcome. Go ahead.
I promise. Sorry, I forgot your name yesterday.
Hi, good evening. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm so
welcome.
Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Quickly, concerning the soldiers, look at the amount. Can 1,000 feed even me? I'm not even fighting any war. I'm not even slapping anybody. 1,000 cannot even feed.
You say you're not slapping anybody.
I'm not even slapping anybody.
You need plenty energy to slap people.
It's not even enough to feed me. How much of someone that is battling Boko and banning and the rest of them, flying and the rest of them? That it shows this they are not even serious in this country. That's number one. Look, can we compare me? I'll be putting my own life at risk fighting all these Nigerian criminals. That the government will arrest them and be pampering them. There's some National Assembly. We're collecting how much? Are we really? What is wrong with us in this country? What is our problem? I don't know whether I can talk about the accident that occurred in Lagos State. I want to put that in the list. Talk about it.
That matter is painful. Talk about it. I was even supposed to talk about it. I don't know how that skipped me. You know, the doctor falling from the 10th floor of the elevator.
I listened to one other radio station. He called the president of NME or something. And they go sit down. I'll say something about. I'll say they've over like how many years they've been complaining about that particular.
Oh yes.
I don't know why we are like this.
In fact, I had eyewitness accounts too of people close to me that were there.
I don't know why we are just like this in this country. Are we under a curve? This will be bad. We'll never.
That was purely an avoidable death. A death that was caused by one person's ineptitude.
In all areas of our lives, we've always been like that. Why are we under a cross? I don't know. What is
And to think that the young girl just had less than 4 months to finish her housemanship, and she was thinking of jackpotting too after housemanship. It's a sad story, honestly speaking. The Lagos State government has said they've commiserated with her family, and I'm just wondering, is commiseration like what is human life worth really in the country? I'm just
I don't know why we are like this in this country. We never put it right.
It's sad.
Until someone dies. I don't know are we crazy in this country or what? What is wrong with our leaders?
I agree. I don't know. I'm not agreeing that we're mad, but I just agree that you're pained about this.
We are not normal in this country.
No, but we're normal in Jesus' name because you and I are talking sense. So come and be going. Thank you.
Wait. Let's talk about our ministers. Look at it.
All right.
Instead of people that they've stolen money again as ministers, I don't know. Are we serious in this country at all? Now wow, God has created us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So for those who do not know, there was an incident yesterday, I think, at a hospital in Lagos State, a general hospital in Lagos Island, where a young lady who is on her housemanship, a medical doctor, died while the elevator of that building or housing the hospital collapsed from the 10th floor down. And it took about 40 minutes for her to get intervention, or for her to be pulled out, and then she died. And she worked as a doctor or was undergoing her housemanship in that hospital. It was such a crazy situation. As we speak, the NMA Lagos is saying that, doctors in all government hospitals, government-owned hospitals in the island should down their tools. But I'm asking, if they down tools, is it enough? So I think those working at the, Lagos maternal hospital in the island and other, the 2 other hospitals in the island should down tools. What I'm asking, is that enough? And of course, the Lagos State government has also opened up a judicial panel of inquiry, and they're investigating the case. And they said, they will investigate it to the fullest and But I'm just wondering, someone had the responsibility to think that these doctors are saying that they had complained several times about that same elevator.
So I wanted to read what a doctor in her voice. She said, particularly aggrieved because we complained for a long time about this elevator. We've maneuvered, managed, and prayed each time we had to use it. Empty promises will be made to fix it till it killed one of us. That's very sad.
So I don't want to assume that I don't want to assume that complaints have been made to the appropriate quarters and nothing was done. Because that was obviously a life-threatening situation.
Yes, and it took 1 hour before evacuation was done. Perhaps she could have been saved somehow. If intervention was taken promptly, right?
Oh, and then I don't even want to talk about what they went through with citing IV line and not citing IV line and this and that. Oh, my goodness. It's just you could go look up that story. To think that a family who went through the pain of training a child in a private university to study medicine, and that's okay. Lagos phone line 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is AJ from Ikoton.
AJ, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, Precious, I really venerate you for a particular, comment you've made regarding the doctor's action. You were saying that, is it justifiable to say all the doctors should down to? Fine, I commensurate with the dead family. Nobody desired to die wrongly, crudely, but the point remains that should that now cause the death of, say, mothers awaiting their children in the maternity?
That is another problem. That is another problem, because that is another disaster waiting to happen, because lives will be lost in that process again.
When you mentioned that, you really got into my heart. Honestly speaking, I wish you were from a spinster, and I take you to the wedding.
I lie. I'm not gonna marry you. I will not marry.
You don't. But logically, you are proving a point. You are not, jubilating or gloating over the death of that young doctor.
At all.
No.
No one could anyway.
But It's like in crime. You are chasing one criminal to the detriment of innocent one, and then exterminate the innocent one. Abba, you see why doctors seem to be projecting themselves as singles. I hate that statement. I am disappointed in all of them. Sometimes patients complain about their difference of our apathy over their patient. One of them is wrongly lost now. They are forgetting that they have misdiagnosed people too. Let's call it spade a spade. What is wrong with Nigeria? Just as the last caller said, is Nigeria under some spell? Imagine, is Nigeria under some desecration?
All right.
I'm here to get answer to it. I salute you.
Thank you.
For that, singular, display of our wizardry. Or should I say witchery in a positive form.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Your choice of words is just triggering. I appreciate you.
I'm saying hello to Promise there too.
Promise can hear you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's a very pathetic situation. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So for those who are not aware of that story, let's quickly just run through it. So let me start from the reaction of the enemy. Then we'll go, to the story. So the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, Lagos State, directed its members in the government hospitals of Lagos Island to embark on an indefinite strike. That is an unending strike over the death of Were Diaso. Now, Diaso died yesterday, Tuesday, after an elevator she was in fell from the 10th floor of the Lagos Island General Hospital. Now, in a statement that was published today and signed by Benjamin Oluwatejubutu, Benjamin Oluwajebutu. He's the NMA chairman for Lagos State, Dr. Ben, Oluwajebutu. The association described Diaso's death as heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, and quite unfortunate. Now, the affected health facilities where doctors will withdraw their services are General Hospital, Oda, where she died, Lagos Island Maternity Hospital. That particular hospital houses and takes care of maternal issues and, around the Lagos Island. And Marseille Street Children's Hospital. So that's like, what do they call this doctors for children? My brain is actually not pediatric. Yeah. So that is to say that everything that has to do with pediatric services, more like that has to do with O&B, that is obstetric gynecologist, and general care, as it were, in the 3 major government hospitals in the island will be shut down for now. All right, that's what this means. So, and they said, while commiserating with the deceased family, the enemy said that it was informed that the doctor was wrapped in the elevator, or trapped rather, in the elevator for more than 40 minutes while there was no blood available for resuscitation. See, you see the problem, So even for a doctor that worked in the hospital, they couldn't even rush fast to get blood to transfuse her immediately because she had lost a lot of blood. Now, the statement further reads that this was as an avoidable death, and it's unfortunate that it was allowed to happen. We are pained and we are mourning, the statement reads. We are all aware that this same elevator has been a source of problem for many years, not even 1 year, during which several complaints have been made to all relevant authorities with no respite. It is very, I think I should call Dr. Benjamin. I think we should really have a conversation with him. I do wish that I can, call him into this conversation, because we really want to understand. So now that you're downing tools for this long because of this, then what now happens? So you see that what actually led to her death, it's not just the ineptitude of the authorities concerned in rebuilding the elevator. It was also laxity on the medical care of our country, because blood was not available on time to give to this young lady. Blood that should be part of one accessible first aid that you get quickly in a hospital. for the cases of emergency like this. A doctor that works in that same hospital, not another hospital, could not even access blood for that long. Oh, let me open phone lines. Lagos 0700 903 903 903 remains the number to call from our studio. It's 14 minutes past 8 p.m. At 8:30, we'll be going straight to our step-down conversation. We'll have lots of WhatsApp messages. Let's see if we can pay attention to them very, very quickly. There are so many. This says, good evening, Precious. Please, where is Darlington? He joins us tomorrow. Venomous says, good evening, Madam VOP. Nigerian political jailers are Larudu Repeke. What does that mean? We they sing for? I don't understand. Okay, all right. And this says, good evening, Mrs. Pretty Precious, Prettylicious Precious. Where have you been all my life? I'm your biggest supporter, and my name is Ikena. Oh, wow, thank you. Please kindly tell your co-host not to hold brief for the Senate president. That's saying their monies is not enough for them. With all the allowances they milk out from the poor masses that they have yet not allowed to breathe. You, the media people, are not called the fourth estate of the realm for nothing. You are supposed to be the mouthpiece and watchdog for the people to constructively criticize the government and put them on their toes.
Himself,
all right.
That the money they are earning is not even enough for their constituents. So
what she said is actually not her stand. It's actually what the Senate president said. I hope you understand. All right. She's explained herself. St. Francis from Ago Palace then says, good evening, Precious. The game of fuel subsidy is coming out to the public now. Mr. President announced to the nation that this administration have saved 1 trillion naira in 2 months. But we just heard from the Labour leader that the chief of staff to the president told them that no money was saved. It's obvious that Mr. President came unprepared for his job. It's okay. Nigeria, we are in for a serious hardship in this government. You said a lot, but I rest my case there. Good evening, Precious. Please, I don't understand the issue of 1,200 naira is allowance for a salary of who it is eating allowance, food allowance for those people who are in, combative in army. So, when army officers are not working from the office and they're not coming from their home to work, and they are, I don't want to say war front, but they are, outside doing other work, like those fighting Boko Haram, those doing other works, they give them food allowances. And their food allowance used to be 1,000 naira. I mean, for the junior cadre, yeah. And right now, they've now increased it from 1,000 naira daily. We've not been clarified. From 1,000 naira daily to 1,200 naira daily. This administration just did increase that. And I mean, they added the whole 200 naira inside. So now, if you used to buy food, if you used to chop like 300 naira food before and drink 100 naira water, share the 100 naira water morning and night, now you can now, buy 250 food. That kind of thing, because there's extra money. Yeah, I hope it's clear. Tony Anili from Ijegamo says, Precious, confirm very well. It's additional 1,200 or increase to 1,200 ration. No, increase to 1,200.
Additional 200 naira.
You say what a pettinance, right? Oh, he's not disassociating anybody yet, as he promised to consolidate on his predecessor, that the president's promised to do that. Speaking from different parts of their... the mother of them all is the looming reincarnation of Lai Mohammed in Dele Alaki, which is loading. The absence of defense personnel of some African countries is a way of demonstrating that Nigeria and their cahoots are on their way and their own, which will be greater impetus to the Nigerian junta. And then this says the present government has started in the old way by recycling the same governors that showed all sorts of laziness throughout their tenure as governors, as they always rush to Abuja to share money. What are they going to contribute to the economy of this country since you're appointing them? As a question he asks. And he says, good evening, Precious. Please, I want you to comment on NLC pulling down National Assembly gates. Is that one a peaceful protest? And if that could cause face-off between them and the police? Tunde from Ijego. So Tunde from Ijego, from what I gathered and from what, correspondents that were live on almost all the protests did say the protest was largely peaceful. Very largely peaceful. Now, that pulling off of the gates thing is just a one of which may be an accidental issue. But I'm sure that you also did hear a report that it was largely peaceful. And I did monitor that protest across the country. At least from the time I stopped monitoring, it was largely peaceful. And then this says, good evening, VOP Voices. I want to believe that Labour have started on the right foot. Secondly, I didn't hear you speak on the female doctor that lost her life. Oh, we're just talking about it now. Yes, we just talked about it now. Lastly, the ministerial nomination are based on election day spillover compensation. Oloye from Ijego sent in that message. Precious, 1,200 naira should buy akara and 250 bread in the morning. Okay, akara and 250 bread in the morning, biscuits and granite in the afternoon, then top them with 300 naira fried yam in the evening. Now, shaking now. Food don't be that now. Alex from Iju, you get them. Good evening, Precious and Promise. One of the caller has said it all. The military are not satisfied with it. They should be in a better position to know what next to do. Come to think of it, what is 1,200 naira? Nigeria is Zeb Uzorechi from Isheri sent in that message. And Body from Isolo says, a nice evening to you, Precious and Promise. Well, from some opinion, it's unfortunate that country thinks that in this country things have been unstable economically, and our people have always bound to complain. Like some are in supporting the military takeover in Niger Republic over a dead body. In fact, God forbid. As for the incident that happened in General Hospital, is very unfortunate. My sympathy to the doctor. That is the doctor's strike over what you said a lot. I appreciate it. But you wrote in capital letters, so it's very difficult for us to read. Promise, do we have some messages on YouTube? We'll take that very quickly. And then
Udolisa Franklin said, Precious, so turn by turn, no, na Precious turn, no, turn by turn, no, Promise, wait for your turn, no. That's Precious, their brother, Asari Dokuboki. When someone said Asari was my brother. Anyway, Precious, this APC government will, okay. Said a lot there. Good evening, Precious and Promise. Andy Ikegwonu said, we cannot afford a regional war right now. Our borders in the north is too porous, and we will suffer seriously food scarcity if the north is disturbed. And N1trn said, good evening, Precious. This is why our doctors go abroad. No blood for a doctor. Imagine a poor person who is earning 500 naira per day. How will they be able to get blood for them? And Benjamin Okweyemi says, senators and representatives are not doing anything. They are just sharing our money. You think so? Okay, N1trn said again, Precious, our doctors will run out with this. Oh, okay. You said a lot there. I think we're going to go back to our phone line before we go to our step-down conversation.
Yes, so let me just quickly read through some WhatsApp messages because there's still many, so they don't think that I'm disenfranchising them. Prince from Ilasa says, so help you God words. So help me God, at least we don't reach there. Reach where? Where you reach. And this says, good evening, Precious and Promise. I don't have anything. Ima from Festac said, I don't have anything to say till I hear Darlington. I hope you guys have not just left him to the background. Even if he's not behind on set, he must have to call in.
Left him behind.
And okay, so for Dile Alake, okay, all right. I raise the case. And negligence should be added to the name of many Nigerians if the irrelevant persons who are to fix the elevator didn't do their jobs. It's not the responsibility of the hospital to close entrance to the elevator and stop anyone from using it. Okay, say if the person did not do their job, is it not the responsibility of the management of the hospital to shut that place? Okay, let people not use it. By the time people are suffering up and down, then we'll know, right? Okay. Must someone die before the right thing is done? I don't know. Nigerian love manage Bafoka lifestyles. Sense will not enter our head until tragedy happens. The hospital should be blamed because it's their responsibility to stop the usage of that elevator. Now they are going on strike. Wouldn't this cause further casualties? It definitely would. My God, are these doctors are they saying at all? What kind of country is this where people who should have sense behave in a very, well, you said it, Lord, but I'd rather rest the case because people are actually angry and they are mourning. So I'd rather just rest the case here, right? I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And then this says, okay, I think I've taken this. And this says, this says, Madam, it is clear that your program always speak against the government. How could you, ma, call that act of NLC pulling the gates? And you said it may be mistake. I now for you, ma. I don't understand. Well, we'll be all right. Please, I hope this protest has not ended because As it is now, the government must ensure answer our prayers because it's too much from that to us. You guys should send your messages in a comprehensible manner. Okay, this is a person way blind, no, they sell eye drops. That's what you said. Precious, why do you allow this Tunde from Ijegu introduce whatever he likes into the menu for discussion every night and constantly oblige him? I guess because he is a government apologist. Sam Ken, John Oga. No, it's okay. So I am here to read everybody's message and I do that to him. So he's fine. Evening, Precious. NLC has become the only voice in the wilderness where other civil organizations, as far as Senate screening, is just paddy now that we have rubber stamp Senate. If you are a former governor or a senator, they will just tell you to take a bow and you go without screening you. I ask you, call what is on in the Senate. Do you call that screening without portfolio? It's a shame. There is a saying based, they don't expect to call up. Okay, I appreciate you. And then this says, Precious, we know you are the fast talker. Okay, Toby from Ijegu, I get you. I appreciate you. Your messages are still quite enormous. I appreciate you a whole lot, but I'll be taking a breather here. When we come back, we'll go straight to maybe just a few calls, maybe one or two, and then we'll go straight to our step down segment because we still have about 5 minutes before going to step down. Hello, good evening
Precious.
to you. Yes, please. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Madam Precious. Yeah, I just want to contribute to the program. Yeah, and good evening to Promise.
Good evening. You're welcome.
All right. So my contribution is the government is just systematically frustrating the civil servant and all government employees by not
why
paying them.
Why do you say so?
Because the amount being paid, like now they are comparing our petroleum price with other countries, but they're not comparing the salaries of workers with other countries. This is why all system in Nigeria is so fucked up.
Come on, be going. No. No. You don't use that language on air. Apologies. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, Precious.
Yes, please. Good evening, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. You're welcome.
Go ahead, please.
So, us to the promised land. Hello?
Go ahead. We can hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Just go ahead.
This is Ibeto calling from Sulere.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk about the late doctor.
Okay.
It's a pity. It's so heartbreaking that she paid with her blood and with her life for the cost of taking them. To be fair, to be honest, I listened to this. Listen to some of our colleagues who came on air on one of the radio stations this afternoon or this evening. Honestly, if you listen to them, you will feel so emotional about the death of that young girl. Even before she died, she was pleading, please help me. I don't want to die. Oh, wow. You see, this is, I don't know why. Why? Now that she has paid the price with her blood and her life, I think there should be a real serious turnaround where it concerns, this kind of attention should be given to. I don't know what our government, I don't know what they are doing. It's a time that we should.
But again, I ask: is it really a government issue? Is it not one human being that has that job or responsibility to ensure that thing is managed? Do we blame government for everything? That's why sometimes people say that we're a reflection of our leaders, are a reflection of who we are. Is it government that will come out from their office to fix an elevator? That's the question. Is it not a human being that has a responsibility to ensure that is done? Is that not supposed to be a safety? In fact, should even any establishment function without a safety officer? Should any establishment function without a safety officer? Just like you have, organizational psychologists in almost every organization. That's the way you should also have a safety officer in every organization. How many of Nigerian organizations, including government-owned, have those? I beg. It's okay. I understand what you're saying. Thank you.
I find you two quite all right. But you see, everybody is looking up to you. See, there must be a leader. If a leader does not good show example, does not show good example, how do you think the ones who are looking up to that leader will really?
I'm sorry, but this well, by leadership you can say the leadership of the hospital. I will agree with you, but I don't think the government has any responsibility here because that hospital takes money. Do you understand, to treat people, and they have running costs, and they have what do they call them? Money that they give to them, allocate to them to run that hospital. They would have made that place, that's elevator a priority. If they had made it a priority, would have handled. God forbid, if it was the CMD of the hospital that died in that place, what would have happened? Do you understand? Because it could have been anybody. It could have been anybody.
Yeah, I'm not really arguing with you, my dear sister. You understand me? Now, what if you know what I mean? What if it was one of the top government officials that was going through that elevator and this thing happened? You will definitely see the action of government, even where it matters too. So what I'm saying in essence is this: I think it's all about us.
All right.
It's all about.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, let me just take this one last call and then we run along to a step down conversation. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Madam Precious. Good evening, Madam Promise. How are you doing today?
Good evening. You're welcome.
I'm trying to recollect the voice. So good. What's your name? Please remind us again.
Chooks.
Oh, it's AY from Maryland.
AY, Maryland. How are you? AY, you just be doing off and on. You be doing us really, Abby.
No, it's not as if I'm doing you guys really, just, my schedule changed and I have not been able to like catch up with you. I was catching up with you guys before my bad. But I follow you guys. You guys, I do listen. It's just I can call in. But when I find time or when the space allows, I definitely try calling.
I appreciate you. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Definitely. Man, Madam Precious, Madam Promise, man. This country, geez, Louise, I've missed a lot. But you know what I find very hilarious?
What?
Hilarious?
ECOWAS. ECOWAS all of a sudden, ECOWAS are against schools. And it's very surprising to me.
How?
Because first of all, there have been 5 coups before the one in Niger. Nobody said anything. What did they do? Nothing. Now all of a sudden they want to invade another country. They want to invade another country.
Why is that of Niger so important to ECOWAS?
That's one. Because of the uranium, we already know that's why it is important to them. But ECOWAS is a funny organization. See, ECOWAS came to Nigeria, right, to look at the elections. What do you call it? To observe. Yes, to observe an election. ECOWAS witnessed the crime scene in Nigeria. They said nothing. ECOWAS stands behind where presidents rule. They do 2 terms, they go in, they want to change the constitution, so they will have another term. ECOWAS will not say anything. Now, they want to use the blood of Nigerians and the blood of Nigerian mothers, the blood of the children of Nigeria to buy legitimacy in the eyes of everyone. The Nigerian military that has not secured the borders and territorial integrity of Nigeria. The Nigerian wants to go to another country to topple their own government. Do you know how comical that is, Madam Precious?
Well, Nigerian military haven't been doing that now, have they?
For the love of God, there are 20 local governments in between the Northeast where farmers are paying taxes to criminals and terrorists. They are paying taxes. Not to the Nigerian government, they are paying taxes to bandits and terrorists so they can go to their farm. What has the Nigerian military done about that? The Bible says, remove the speck in your own eyes before you go and remove the speck in another person's.
All right.
What kind of madness
we need to run to a step-down conversation.
On this note,
I'm sorry, but you media need to call this out. This is madness. Do not let the blood of Nigerians be spilled on another person's proxy war. If America and the EU want to fight, they should send their own mothers and their own brothers to go there and fight. Nigerians will not go to another man's land to die for nothing when farmers are being killed.
That is happening right now. No, We've not gotten
okay. Didn't you see?
I saw that.
Madam.
I saw. But the reason why I did not carry the reason I did not carry, I know what you're talking about, and I can't even talk about it on air.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't talk about it on air because there's no official newspaper that has carried that. So you know what I do. But I've seen what you're talking about. But let's just leave it as
your president wants to buy legitimacy in the eyes of white people.
Come on, be going. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay. Have a good day, Madam President.
Thank you. All right, Lagos, stay with us. We're going to our step down conversation. So something interesting is up on a step down conversation. So a lady was called upon by a pranker. Let me just call it that way, or a prankster, as it were, as they call them. So this prankster was just whining her and just trying to whine her, saying, hey, your husband wants to know that I'm from a laboratory, and your husband is saying that two of his children, some of the children are not his, but he just wants to know. I just want you to tell me the truth because I want to help you. And this woman fell for it. So it's a DNA or paternity test issue or paternity fraud issue that we're talking about. You need to hear this conversation, Lagos. But we'll talk about it after this break. Lagos, stay with us. This is 90.3 Voice of the People FM.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Lagos, you are welcome back. 90.3 Voice of the People FM. Welcome to the Step Down conversation. 23 minutes pursuing the 9 p.m. mark here, and this is a Step Down conversation. I'd like you to listen to a voice note I'm about to play to you. It's quite lengthy. I'm not sure I can play all of it, but just pay attention to it and begin to send me your calls and your reaction to this conversation. I really would love to know what you think about it. First, the prankster. Second, the husband. Third, the wife, and then the children that are involved in this. Take a listen to this conversation.
Good evening.
Please, I am calling you from hospital.
Hospital. Yes.
Yes. There has been an emergency, please, and that's why I'm reaching out to you.
Emergency. What happened?
You don't need to panic, please. It's not like anything happened to anyone. Your husband is in there. I just need to say this in strict confidence. Your husband came to us and is in the process of doing a DNA paternity test. He has taken the samples and we are just about to go ahead with it. But I just reached out to you so that you'll be aware at least, and we can discuss.
Hey, please. What do you mean by that?
It's a DNA test.
DNA
yes.
test.
Yes,
how?
please. I don't understand.
Please, my dear, if this is a prank or a joke, you better stop it. Who are you, please? My husband, I know my husband very well, and I know myself. My husband trusts me. And you see, my children, my lovely children, they are for my husband. Please, don't you ever call my number again. Do you understand?
Ma, it's not. It's not like that. It's not like that, please.
You are mad. You are stupid, idiot. Don't call my number again. Nonsense.
Eh?
No.
Madam.
You see that you don't understand English. I said, don't call my number again.
Madam, calm down. Madam, calm down. Are you not Mrs. Dorothy Ogbona?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
And your
knowing my name is not enough reason.
Madam,
it's not enough evidence.
Your children, listen, madam. Your children are Ugochukwu, Chinenye, and Lovett Ogbonna. I have the samples right in front of me. Hey, madam. Hello? Yes, I told you. Yes, it was your husband that reached out to us. Yes. So,
about this suspicion?
see, madam, that's not the issue. But me, I'm just, can you just, let's take this one step at a time. Can you just please tell me, it's in strict confidence, are the children yours, like your husband's children? If they are not your husband's children, you tell me, nobody will hear about it, so we know what to do. Because by the time this gets to our director's desk, and then they forward it out of the country, usually takes a fortnight, that is 2 weeks. When the results come back, it will be out of my hand. So that I don't push it, yes, so that I don't push it out there. Please, you just tell me if the children are yours, the 3 children. Are they your children, your husband's children rather? Just tell me. Hello?
But please, sir, can I trust you?
Madam, you've not met me. Just tell me.
That's why everything is strange.
Yeah, I understand.
Why you're calling my children's name?
Ma, I understand. I even have your address right in front of me. I understand these things. And this where I'm calling you from, ma. I work at the diagnostic center.
How old is my husband?
Ma?
How old is my husband?
How old is your husband? Going to that?
Yes, it is. And I want to know.
Sincerely, I'm not going to mess it up. I would have to call the husband and then get the age from the husband. So I've called the husband and the husband has given me his age.
So at this point, he cut the call and called the husband back, right?
Sorry, it was network. So you were asking me something, please?
It was network.
Yes, please. I want to know the ages of my husband and my 3 kids.
Your husband is 47. Your first child is 15 years old. Your second child is 12. And the last one is 5 years old.
Good.
Hello, madam, take it easy. Hello.
I'm hearing you, sir. I'm hearing you.
Madam, no, ma, please.
I'm sorry I shouted at first.
No, it's okay. It's definitely going to cost you some money. It will definitely cost you. We've been doing this thing for people because...
But I don't have enough money with me.
No.
How much are you talking about?
Ma, don't worry about the money. The money can be taken care of. What we are concerned about, people like us that work in the diagnostic center, is about a peaceful home. You're not the first person we are doing this for, but you've not still told me. Are the 3 children your husband's children?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
They are not?
Yeah, just one. That's the last one. It's for my husband.
Sorry, ma, I didn't hear you. You said what?
I said they are not. Just one is for my husband. While the first 2 for my ex.
For your ex?
I can explain.
No. Ma, no.
It was a mistake. I don't know what to do, please.
Ma, hello? Just calm down.
All right, Lagos, you heard that. Madam now says, I can explain. Oh, I can explain.
So Madam went
me.
from 100 to 0.
Absolutely. All right, so Lagos, coming to this conversation. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 I like to know what you would do if you're the husband. So you saw that woman confessing that after shouting for the guy, say, hey, you're this, you're that, don't call my number again.
Out
What
of
kind
our
of thing?
3 children,
all these pranksters,
just 1 belongs to
the husband. 2 for her ex. 2.
Are you serious?
2 like this. And the madam went from shouting to, I can explain, please.
So I'm thinking DNA test has to be compulsory. I don't know how government is going to do it, but I think we'll have to make DNA test compulsory.
So you know that
Seriously.
you know the way people die abroad, and there's got to be like a pathological test before you know the person is buried. I feel like it should be a normal thing for everybody who dies. Let there be a test before they bury the person, like an autopsy before the person is buried. For every childbirth, let there be a DNA. This whole thing is just
a lot
just
of
crazy.
men are training children that doesn't belong to them. Seriously.
Oh my goodness. This is really crazy. Well, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Yes, you're welcome. What's your name, sir?
Beautiful, precious, and worthy promise.
Good evening, sir.
So beautiful, precious is not worthy. Okwaya. It is
why you
worthy
always
promise.
jealous?
No.
Why
I know
always
who's
in your
calling. What's his name
feelings?
again?
Mr. Tony
Mr. Tony Chukwu. I know. I know that is him. He's always supporting you. It's okay, Mr. Tony. Go ahead today. Let's hear you.
Promise. What do you think? Let us because we two of us has to handle this one. What do you think?
No, this is the worst thing you can do to a man. Giving a man a child that doesn't belong to him. This is the worst. So I'm saying if there is a way government is going to make DNA tests compulsory for every child, it would be a nice
Promise,
thing.
are you sure that was all you said to me in behind at the back?
What did I say to you?
At the back, yeah.
I said nothing to you, darling.
People were watching.
I said nothing to you.
People were watching and Tony Chukwu was watching our body
Not
language.
my precious.
We were watching our body language.
Not my precious. She's trying to pitch us against each other. It's not going to work.
You were watching from
It won't work.
YouTube. You watched our body language. You saw what she was saying to me, Abby.
How would
hear?
he see? He did not
Yeah,
hear anything.
Go back and rewind and read.
Yeah,
her
but
lips. my worthy promise always say something. So That's how you people
now,
do the election. I'm not doing again, Tony Chukwu. I'm not doing this with you.
They go to court.
Go
to court.
I should go to court if I don't like it. All right, it's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So say, precious. I am telling you, if Nigerian government introduced that in Nigeria as a law, I wonder how many men in Nigeria that will have a heart attack.
Go ahead.
Hello?
It should be introduced.
So
Seriously. There has to be a law that is passed.
Yeah.
Seriously.
If you don't need, don't forget that you don't need much. You can take the hair of the child and go. It's enough. Just
I'm
barb it
not even
and take
saying
the
that
hair.
you should do it stiltily. It should be a
how
law.
Come? Why do men not conduct DNA tests for their kids anyway? Why do they even not do that?
But why do you do it? Why will you do it?
So, Mr. Tony, let's go straight. You've taken so much of our time now. Very quickly, what would you have done if your other man said?
Because I have been calling. You didn't pick my call. Even yesterday, I have to listen to the program.
What would you do if you were the woman's husband? Remember that he didn't know this. He was actually playing a prank on his wife before all this pulled out.
It's a heartbreaking because if the man takes the woman to court, do you know how much it costs to bring a child from 0 to 18 years in the Western world? It's 180,000 pounds or 180,000. That's the total cost from 0 to from the first day to 18 years.
And will that money give you back? Will that money give you back the love you've invested on that child?
But you've grown to love this child like your own. Would you be able to?
Yeah, that's the problem.
And it's not like
because
it's the child's fault anyway. So the child is innocent.
When you Google on the internet, they will tell you that many Nigerian women, married Nigerian women, they cannot be trusted, and it's causing problems.
I agree with you, Mr. Tony Chukwu. I have a case that I heard about a woman who left from Nigeria to another country. Let me not even mention the country before I go and break people's table now. And most of those times when you want to jackpot with your family, you run a DNA test, right? So the DNA test she ran for her children, it actually showed that the kids are for the husband. Only for this woman to get to that country where they're seeking asylum. Why they're seeking asylum, and ran that same test for the kids, and the country ran the test, and they found out that the kids, all of them, are not for the husband. I think out of 5 of the children, just 1 is for the husband. Just 1.
It happens even here sometimes in the Western world.
And then she had to confess of bribing the hospital officials who conducted the test in Nigeria. I know that these tests are conducted by designated laboratories or centers. Oh, Oga, come and be going, Joe. Let's pick other calls. Oga Tony, I know you supported your candidates. Come and be going. You've not still told us what you would have done if you're the one. Bye-bye. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hello, precious Dokubo.
Hey,
from Switzerland.
Nedu, Mali, and Niger Republic. Welcome.
Is that what you named him?
Yes. I cannot be alone in this surname. Go ahead, Nedu. Nedu, do quick. Oh, you don't used to do quick.
You're always rushing Nedu now.
You should do quick.
You never hear from me. You never hear from me for long. No. I don't call you. Don't dare rush me. Are you from Russia?
I don't know.
Oh, you need to talk now.
I want to appreciate AY first of all. AY from Atlanta.
From Maryland.
God bless you.
From Maryland.
Okay. From Maryland. Okay. God bless you.
But we don't pass that level. We talk DNA now.
It don't concern you.
It concern me.
Promise.
Sir?
Promise. Sir? After this program, don't mention your social media handle.
Why?
Your fellow women, they will bombard you.
Really? Why? No, I stand for the truth.
Because you want to scatter their house.
No way.
Which scatter which house?
That is the worst thing you can do to a man, giving him another man's
You see, you want to scatter because if that should be introduced,
yes, so let the whole table scatter. It has to be introduced. Men need to be sure of their children. Seriously.
That the problem is one thing. I listened to this conversation. I know it before, and I was in a platform where we talked on WhatsApp. Listen, and a female, a colleague talked to me. He told me that some women do this when it took them long to get pregnancy from their husband. They try outside.
Still doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it
Still,
right.
It doesn't make it right. I don't support it.
So, Nedu, what would you have done if you're the husband?
Would you forgive?
Why I go be the husband?
Why you not go be the husband? The husband get 20 head. You get 15 head.
Wait, you smoke. Come, you don't take this in where Asari they take.
No, you sabi. Come and be going. Bye bye. They do come and be going. I just ask you small question. Now you enter. It enter me. I just asked you, what would you do if you're in the man's position? What would you do? We would like to know what your reaction.
Seriously.
We're picking your mind, right?
It's heartbreaking, and it's either I continue training the children, but you see that woman, I will not have anything to do with her.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me run through some messages. This says, this your step down conversation is terrible. Ladies have destroyed us. I would not continue with this lady as a wife. Eunice from Ijegemo. UC from Ijegun sent in that. And this says, I can explain what? Explain what? This is the worst thing you can do to a man, and her husband is the one taking care of her ex-baby. I will send her packing. She will pay for financial damages. Hey, calm down, brother. Calm down. And this says, good evening, precious. I'm a Folabi from Yaba. You don't need the government to tell you before you do test. Any man can simply go to the paternity test for his kids. Check out a YouTube channel, Paternity Court. Of course, we know about paternity court now.
And the drama.
You don't want to go through the drama that takes place in paternity court. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
This is Chimemeze, the one.
Oh, yeah, sharp. What do you go do if you be that man?
If not me be that man, I will kill that woman.
Bye. It's okay. Your own at the extreme.
No.
It's okay. And it says it's not a prank, which I know it happens in real life. The woman, see how arrogant she was when she picked the call, acting all defensive. God forbid. Me, I would advise any man that DNA test must be discussed before getting married to any woman. If she's not okay with it, make uno kukuma find another woman. As criminal as this is, some people will still defend the actions of this woman. See, the thing is that for some women, throw them up and hit them down. They would never have obliged to this guy's conversation. They go call bluff. Some women would never. Even when you're seeing the result and they will be looking, they say it's not us.
They'll say it
was a switch. You have not known people who have hearts. And he says, I remember in Abuja back then, a woman had 3 kids for her gates man. And by the way, that case I told you about in Canada, it was actually her driver she eventually had the kids for. And it got to a point where the security man started calling the woman that he wants his kids. Even weeks ago, a guy called a radio station stating that he walked into his security man having sexual intercourse with his wife and the kids and the kiss he had are for this man. What a world. The evil some women do. I understand you. I totally understand you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes,
the
you're
ladies
welcome.
In the house.
Thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Victor calling from.
Okay, go ahead.
In fact, I'm speechless because this issue people raised this night.
So if you were the man, the volume of your radio is high. So just tell us, yes or no. If you're the man, what would you have done?
I said, I'm calling from Stack. Victor is my name.
The volume of your listening device is high and we're having this whole back. We hear you. So we just asked the question. If you were in the man's position, what would you do?
Hello, I've switched it off.
All right. Okay. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, are you there? Good evening. Okay, all right. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes.
Precious.
Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mazu. They're calling you from.
All right, you're welcome, Mazude. Just tell us, yes, what would you do if you're in this man's position?
You see, if it's me, you understand, that is the end of the living. But I want to tell you one thing now. What I want to tell you that is the reason why you need to deal with truth at any given time. Whatever you do.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So we can take other calls. Our phone lines are on fire. Please. 0700 Lagos 903 903 903. I wish we had more time too. Hello, good evening. Hello. Yes, welcome.
My name is Noye.
Noye, go ahead. What would you do if you're in this man's position?
Let me say my contribution before I tell you what I will do if I'm doing.
We don't have time. So, quickly.
I know that I know that now you see women no go call now.
What would you have done?
What would you do now? You are not blaming the women. Calm down.
This is not a man and woman banter. Seriously, it's not a gender banter.
I will. It is then I will show her the best love.
And do what afterwards?
Forget. I know what I mean.
No, tell us what you mean now. Which one is your? You know what you mean.
Now, then I will show her the best love.
Okay.
The nation is within my mind. I will not say that. I've told you what to ask, what you like if I'm the one.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Didn't say.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, Lagos. You can actually continue this conversation on our YouTube page because it's just crazy. And when we heard this, it was something else.
Call?
Phone lines are still. One more? Well, our phone lines are already done. Hello. Good evening. Hello. So we can hear you. I'm sorry, we can't hear you, and we've taken your call. We don't know why you can't hear us, but if you can hear us, I think it's better we call it a day. Hello. Good evening. Are you there? All right, Lagos, that's the size of our package this evening. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of the show today. We appreciate you all, Lord. My name is Precious Enyi. We'll be with you again tomorrow, 6:30 p.m., hopefully, with Mr. Darlington. On Instagram, I'm at Precious Enyi Official. Facebook, I am at Precious Enyi. Just like that. And Twitter is Precious_Enyi. Let's see tomorrow, Lagos. Whatever you do, please stay safe. And I told the people before, doctors are planned to go on strike. In fact, they're on strike now in Lagos Island. Try not to fall sick, because whatever you do, stay safe, eat healthy. Let your food be your medicine and not your medicine your food.
And I'm Promise and Zenifab, ZINNEFAB on Instagram, and on Facebook, and I'm N1trn. Have an amazing evening, Lagos. And like Precious said, stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble.
Night.